Here in the upper Midwest, most homes are heated and cooled using a traditional forced air furnace. And even when properly maintained, these systems eventually need to be replaced. So let's begin today's show with Larry Hacker from Temperature Systems, who explains how to know when the time is right to replace your home's furnace and air conditioning system. You know, Larry, the homeowners tell us this is about a 15 or 17-year-old furnace, and I've seen a lot of 10-year-old furnaces that don't look in this good a shape.
Yeah, this is a beautiful looking furnace at this point. They did have a problem with it, though, and that's why we're here.
Sure, they're actually replacing it because they said it started to nickel and dime them, but in this day and age, nickel and dimings can be several $100s.
Oh, yeah, they lost a blower motor in this, and it's adding up to several $100s. And at that point, the contractor gave the homeowner the decision. One, we could repair it, or we can look at a complete new installation. Now, 15 to 17 years is average life. And when the homeowner heard that, they keyed in on it. Plus, we talked to them a little bit about what the new advantages are with today's systems versus what they had from 15 years ago.
So if I'm a homeowner watching today's show, I should be thinking of that. How old is my heating and cooling system? And is it starting to cost me more money to operate than it should? Are those the questions I should be asking?
Yeah, you're looking at that. You're also looking at just the raw age. You know, we think of vehicles, we pre-plan for their repair and replacement. Something like this, and again, it's a beautiful setting, something like this is forgotten. It's just downstairs taking care of my heating and cooling until finally it doesn't work. Then the contractor gets a call.
Sure, and when it comes time to replace your system, let's get into that process. What do we need to replace here? I mean, this homeowner has lots of different options.
Yeah, this homeowner right from the get-go had a lot of options. Typical installation, you're going to see a furnace, and in this case, maybe a humidifier. From there, they actually went one step further. They put in a very high-end media air cleaner. So we know as a heating contractor coming into here, oh, this person is very concerned with indoor air quality and what are the accessories. We want to make sure that we match or exceed what their expectations are with the replacement system.
Because with the replacement system, they're going to be replacing everything that we see here.
Sure, they are. They're going to come back in with a full new system. Everything will be covered under one warranty, which will be nice. And then it's all interconnected so that it all works together completely.
And when you're replacing out a heating and cooling system in this day and age, is it as much about energy efficiency as we were, say, 15 or 20 years ago, or is it more about comfort?
The big one is comfort. You hit the nail on the head. This was a 94% AFU furnace. The replacement will be 97. So we're really not gaining a lot on heating efficiency, but we're gaining a lot around the ability to be more comfortable today. This was a two-stage. The new one's going to be a modulating furnace.
Okay, so what is the difference between a two-stage and a modulating furnace? I mean, to the homeowner.
To the homeowner, a two-stage basically turns on in low fire and goes up to high when it's real cold out.
So you get that blast in the wintertime?
You're going to get a much more noticeable amount of heat out of it, and in turn, it's going to decrease some of the comfort. With today's modulating technology, we regulate the heat into the home based on how cold it is out. The colder it is, the higher the capacity we need. The warmer it gets in spring and fall, we go to the much lower BTU input in order to keep that homeowner as comfortable as possible, and hopefully they never even know their furnace is running.
So really, that's it. You're talking about indoor air comfort here, and by allowing that modulating furnace to run efficiently most of the time, even though it's running longer, it's probably costing less to operate, and it's more comfortable for the occupants?
Yeah, it costs less, and because of the comfort level, that homeowner is not going to need all of the different things that usually they have in a home today to keep themselves comfortable. You're walking around this house, you're not going to see a little room electric heater sitting there trying to be comfortable. In fact, they've put zoning in this house, and that breaks down the areas into smaller, controllable areas of the home to even be more comfortable. So the bedroom in this case has zoned, the main living area is zoned, a bonus room is zoned. So each one of those can be comfortable when we're occupying it. When we're not occupying it, you put it back into setback, saving the homeowner money.
Okay, so when we talk about replacing a furnace, it's really much more than just the furnace. You mentioned the humidifier, you mentioned the filtration options, zoning. I see in the background they even have a heat recovery ventilator, and that really comes into play with indoor air quality.
Yeah, the heat recovery ventilator, we try to seal a home up as tight as possible. And the homeowners think they're doing themselves a great service. They are from an energy standpoint, but they're not doing themselves a favor in fresh air. What that provides is controlled fresh air for the homeowner so that we exhaust stale air, bring in fresh air from outside, and we transfer the heat that we're exhausting back into the intake air so that it doesn't require the furnace to run to heat that air back up. But meanwhile, I have great fresh air in my home year-round.
And in a nutshell, you're doing it very efficiently. So obviously, when you're replacing your furnace, there's lots of different options to consider. And is it fair to say it's a good time to consider either adding or replacing your existing air conditioner as well?
Yeah, it makes sense for the homeowner to be able to do that all at the same time because time is money. One, the homeowner's going to be inconvenienced the least. In fact, in this system, they're going to come in and do the furnace, a new air conditioner, all in one trip, and to be able to get in and out in less than a day. So they'll have a new heating and cooling system complete. Homeowner gets home from work, the system is back operating. Contractor will obviously explain the system to them. And from there, they'll understand how it runs and be that much more comfortable in the end.
As Larry mentioned, these homeowners are also replacing their home's air conditioner. And as Larry and I were heading out, we stopped by the outside condensing unit where he explained to me the process for reclaiming the refrigerant before removing the old unit. This is required by law and extremely important for our environment. I was happy to see that these homeowners hired a professional contractor who understood the process and took the time to properly remove and recycle the refrigerant.